Yeah, buddy, this one's a fun one. Inside of this box, the best moped-style electric bike for under $700 when using my $100 off discount code, which is linked in the description box. No license needed, fully street legal, the TST R002 e-bike. Now, let's take a look at it. And that is what it looks like inside the box. Let's get it out of there and show you everything that comes in the box, and we'll put this baby together. Alright, so what we have here is the bike frame, the battery already mounted, the rear wheel already attached, then the handlebars, the seat, the front tire, the front fender, a back rack, and these two boxes. What's in these two boxes? I'm about to show you. The larger of the two boxes is going to have your user manual. This is the charger, the kickstand, a bag of tools, then a bag of like nuts and bolts, the pedals, and this bracket, which I don't know what is for just yet, but we'll figure it out. The smaller box had one thing on it, the headlight, which I have to say it's kind of a badass looking headlight. Time to put it together, and since I've never put together this style of bike before, we are definitely going to need the instruction manual. First little bit was to attach the kickstand. The next step was to install the front wheel. There it is, and I have to say the instruction guide was very helpful as to where all the little bits went inside the wheel and how to align it with the forks. Now, I'm not normally a front fender guy, but in this case I did install it. I have managed to get the handlebars on. They are a little unique. I have not put on handlebars like this before, so just be patient with it when you're putting it together after your purchase. Headlight on, easy peasy. And now I have this part of the seat installed. Not the actual seat, but kind of the framing for the seat. And the seat is installed. Assembly is complete. I'll be honest with you, the seat was a bit of a challenge to install. Overall, I would say the assembly of this type of bike, and remember, I have never done a moped style before. Give yourself a couple hours for this. But it is dinner time for me. I'll charge up the battery and we will test run this baby tomorrow. Alright, we're going to try this baby out on a couple of trails here in the area. First, a paved trail, and as I'm riding this trail, I'll give you some more information and specs on this e-bike, and then we'll hit up a dirt trail a little later. Alright, where to begin? What can I tell you about this e-bike? First, let me tell you, this is the first time I've ever ridden a moped-style e-bike. Usually it's like a commuter bike or all-terrain mountain-type e-bike. This is very quick, nimble, fun. Different feel than when you're riding one of those other type of e-bikes. So the TST R002 moped e-bike does come in 3 colors: black, which is what I have, white, or orange. The orange, I think, is a little more expensive. It has a 7-speed shifter, 5 levels of pedal assist, top speed is 32 miles per hour. That top speed is going to vary on a couple different things, or a few different things, such as rider weight. I'm heavier, whether or not you have the bike unlocked as far as the top speed can be. Just different variables are going to come into factor for that top speed. But they do list it as 32 miles per hour. It has full suspension, front forks, and a rear suspension. The max range for this e-bike is listed at 65 to 100 miles. But let me tell you a little more about that. There are 2 versions of the R002 available. The cruiser version, which has a max range of 65 miles, while the adventure version has a max range of 100 miles. Again, when it comes to those ranges, rider weight and other factors will come into play as to how accurate or how far your range will be for you. The adventure version does cost a little more than the cruiser version. A few $100s more, in fact. Here's some more specs for you. The peak motor is 1500 watts. The battery charges pretty quickly for an e-bike, about 4 hours to fully charge this battery. The max payload is 450 pounds. There is a phone app for this e-bike. It has hydraulic brakes, fat tires, 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires. The max height of ride is 6 feet 4 inches. The bike weighs about 72 pounds. The battery is removable, so if you're going to lift it up onto a bike rack or into the back of a truck or something like that to make things a little easier on yourself, I would suggest removing the battery first. As you can see, it's good for paved roads like what we're on now, but also off-road trails. I'm going to hit one of those up in a little bit. Let's see, what else? I can tell you that TST does offer financing. When you check out with ShopPay, you can split your purchases into 4 interest-free payments, no hidden fees. You saw me put it together, so you know a lot about the bike already. I will just show you that the gear shifter is over here on your right. You have your display pad in the middle. Your throttle is over here on the left. Again, more braking with those hydraulic brakes, which I really like when it comes to an e-bike. And your little control pad is here, off and on, plus and minus your pedal assist, and to get into your data for your LED display. There's the front fork suspension I mentioned, and then they have this center one back here for the rear. Let me mention a couple more first impressions. First impression, the very first impression is that it is a fun ride. It is so much fun. Way different than the other bikes that I've had. Quick, it's nimble. It's just a fun ride. It's fun to tool around on. The other thing I want to mention is the website says the max height is 6 feet 4 inches. I'm 6 feet 2 inches, and I find it comfortable when being powered by the battery, like using the thumb throttle, use it as a moped. Pedaling, not quite as comfortable for me as 6'2", so just take that in mind when I say the max height is 6'4". You know, I think more comfortable for maybe a little shorter people when it comes to pedaling, but using the thumb throttle and tooling around, nimble, quick, fun. And speaking of fun, let's go take this baby off-roading. Before this off-road music montage, check out this. Yeah, buddy, this TST moped really did enjoy that off-road trail, as did I. Word of the day for this e-bike is fun. I have links in the description box. Check those out. And as always, don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. We'll see you next time.